How frustrating is it in a day and age where it seems like everything is pulling our attention away from us? We know what we want to do. You know who you want to be. Yet you find yourself, and I found myself, weeks, months from where I thought I was going to be. Only looking back in frustration, realizing that I should have done this and that, that these things, substances, social media, whatever, was pulling my attention away from the things I really cared about at a heart level. We're in the midst of a battle where I feel, and many people feel, we're being severed from our hearts. That part of you that knows your purpose, that part of you that knows where you're headed. Yet, the mind, the monkey mind, likes to go from branch to branch, thought to thought, platform to platform, and app to app, seeping away our attention before we even get the chance to jump at our heart's desire. Many people work on themselves to manifest things, to listen to the greats speakers who would talk about different ways to manifest, getting deep into techniques that they find only leave them more confused and feeling more helpless. This is the age of attention, and attention being the core of everything that you do in life. And it wasn't until I realized this principle of attention that things really began to move in my favor, that I really started to see the results of my actions, that I really began to, what they say, manifest. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today. The power of your attention. There's 3 different kinds of attention, and attention being the magnet of your life that's able to pull you towards the things that you truly desire. Attention being that part of your self-conscious mind, you being the controller and the creator of your reality, being able to direct your feelings, thoughts, and emotions towards the things that will pay you back tenfold. But what does it mean when they say pay attention? What are you even paying attention to? If you're like me and many other people, it's these apps, man. It's these apps on our phone. These apps that seep away our attention. Let's talk about the 3 different kinds of attention, because I feel like that's where people can really make a big change. And if you're going to look at your whole life, 20% of the things that you really change in your life are going to give you 80% of your results. So why worry about all the other stuff? There's positive attention. Positive attention being the attracting force, allowing you to see opportunities, things within your perception that you're able to act on that'll produce direct results. But so often, and I caught myself in this trap where negative attention was dominating my life. I knew exactly what I didn't want. I knew where I didn't want to be. I knew what I didn't like. And I knew exactly where I was not satisfying me. What a great place to start. But to sit there and to stay in that negative attention is almost to cast a curse on yourself, to cast a curse on your manifestations, on the things which you really desire. Positive attention being the attracting force. And the ancient people spoke about the law of rhythm, and the law of polarity, 2 laws that work like undercurrents, the undertow of the waves of our life. Positive and negative waves are very normal. And negative attention being one of the most toxic things, dragging us down to exactly where we don't want to be. But how do we get from a place from moving away from negative attention, knowing what we don't want to be, to that positive attention, especially when you start thinking positively about yourself and it doesn't really feel emotionally aligned? Your thoughts and emotions are not aligned with this version of you. The easiest way to begin making this shift is the 3rd type of attention, known as neutral attention. Neutral attention allows the very thing that you're looking at to dissolve before your eyes. The things that are bothering you, that boss that angers you, the people in traffic that cut you off and make you angry, down to the smallest things, when observed as an observer, in neutrality, not good or bad, but it is what it is. These things can dissolve because when we get stuck in negative emotion, I found myself picking up on those. When we get stuck in negative attention, we get stuck with negative emotion. And I found myself hanging on to these negative emotions. Emotions also, in a way, imprinting themselves on your environment. Think of it. You're going home from work, you're angry, you're like you're like cursing at someone on the radio or something, and somebody just happens to cut you off in traffic. That just happens to be the day. This is how attention works, my friends. And the easiest way to begin shifting that 20% that you can really focus on that will give you 80% of the results in your life. Forget all the manifestation techniques. Is to begin to use neutral attention to dissolve these negative situations in your life, and to use positive attention to work as an attracting force, clearing your perception and allowing you to see the opportunities of where you want to go. I have something called the North Star Vision, which I'll share with you. I'll make it available in my Stan store. You can pick it up for free, where you can really design this future version of you, a reminder to where you're going and where you're heading and how that version of thinks, feels, and acts, so you can begin aligning yourself to that. So remember this, next time you're in that negative emotion, you're really feeling down on yourself. And this can be the thing that changes that in an instant. Until next time, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And until next time, peace.